Hello there. My name is Lauren Heistad. This is a continuation of reading pieces of my story from the book Homecoming. We're at chapter 7, Manifesting Mastered. You ready? Me too. We live in a world where everyone has more and more possessions in their life. Ironically, we also live in a world where people feel they never have enough. People always want what they don't have. We always are searching for more, always looking for something better, and I'm no exception. I continually find myself always wanting to achieve and obtain more and more, regardless of how much I have already accomplished in life. Seems I'm never content with what I currently have and am driven to reach for more. I used to think this perspective on life was unhealthy. Some parts of it are, for sure. Like how society has continued to expand our material wealth with little to no consideration for the planet. Or how our personal possessions have literally become disposable as we greedily shop to own the latest and greatest of everything. There are, however, many good aspects to this soulful drive. As we crave more satisfaction out of life, we are striving to achieve all that we can be and learning to manifest the life we truly desire. This is how to live a divinely inspired life. We are pushing ourselves to have the best possible experience in this lifetime, and that is a good thing. It is. It's a good thing. The further we push ourselves, the more we tap into the universal wisdom and propel society forward. It is this forward movement that successfully implements change in the world. Change is evolution. Sometimes. It is what takes us out of our comfort zones and pushes us to be the best we can be. One of the first times I learned to manifest started to be what I thought at the time was a compromise. My husband and I were looking to relocate and were really interested in moving away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Owning an acreage was our true dream, and we started our search for property with excitement and anticipation. As we shopped around looking for the perfect place to call our home, we were becoming more and more frustrated at how hard it was to acquire one. Our options were very limited, and they seemed to lack the qualities we were truly seeking. After considerable time looking over the real estate market, my husband finally suggested I make my top 5 list of must-haves. It was becoming obvious to both of us we would never afford the kind of home we truly desired. I started making my list and quickly realized I actually only had 5 items on my wish list of the property. 10 acres, 15 minutes or less from the city, biking distance from a small town that did not require my kids to cross the highway, located on a quiet road, and a few neighbors in the area so that we would not be in the middle of nowhere. There it was. That was it, my entire wish list in 5 simple points. How hard could that be? List or no list. Many of the acreages we saw at the time were either too expensive or too far from the city. Our excitement once again started to dwindle. And we resigned ourselves to the fact that acreage life for our family was perhaps not meant to be. Instead, we changed gears entirely and spent our days looking at houses within a few small towns near the city. We were hoping something would catch our eye, but nothing really did. our hearts longed for acres living. On the way home, after a very long and frustrating day of house hunting, we drove past another real estate sign indicating there was an acreage for sale. And we had followed many of those signs, trust me, many of them over the last few months, and we're really not up for the disappointment. And besides, it was getting late, and we were very tired. Our patience was wearing thin, mine especially. However, despite our thoughts to just throw in the towel, something pulled us down that gravel road. Maybe it would just be the one, we reasoned. How long could it possibly take to just have one quick look? When we reached our destination, we were both very disappointed again. This time, there wasn't any house at all. Only a flat piece of pasture land for sale. Frustrated, totally frustrated by the day's events and our hopeless situation, we continued down the road, heading for home. As luck would have it, the road was a dead end, and so we had to loop back around and headed back out the way we had arrived. And as we drove by, past that piece of property that was for sale, our van died. Right there, it just died. Wow. Wow, the universe must really be laughing at us right now, we thought. Talk about adding insult to injury. My husband set out to walk for help, leaving the kids and me in the vehicle to wait. And as I sat there in all my frustrations, in this unfamiliar territory, in what seemed like the middle of nowhere, I quietly asked my angels, why? Why did this have to happen? Why could our day not have gone smoother or our dreams achieved? Their response was short but soothing. Look where you are. Look where you are. And I slowly looked around and became completely overwhelmed with gratitude at where our van had stopped. Because miraculously, we were sitting in front of the for sale sign again. But it was not the sign that got me excited. It was the location. The property looked to be about 15 minutes from the city, biking distance from a small town that did not require my children to cross the road, highway. The land was located on a quiet street, and a few houses were scattered in the neighborhood. Humbled. I quickly realized our vehicle had not quit in the middle of nowhere. Our van had quit right in the future location of our home. By the time my husband returned with help, I anxiously told him of my discovery. We contacted the realtor the very next morning and made an offer on the 10 acres of property. Because it was even 10 acres of property. We did purchase the land, built our home, and achieved the goals we set out to accomplish. Looking back over the experience, I am so grateful the universe found a way to make us take a second look at what seemed like a hopeless situation. By providing us with that brief moment in time, we were able to pause, reflect, and accept the gift that Spirit was clearly presenting to us, our dream home. So the next time you're in a situation that seems hopeless, I encourage you to take the time to pause and reflect. Is the situation really hopeless? Or are you hopelessly dismissing a gift from the divine? It is true in my situation. We did not actually get a home with the initial purchase of the property. However, upon closer reflection, when I went back to review the 5 items on the wish list, I quickly realized a house had never actually been included. Our dream home was all about location, location, location. And my entire wish list had manifested right before my eyes. And I am forever, forever thankful I took the time to remember to open them. Since that day, I work very hard to manifest the things I want in life. My dreams, goals, and visions are becoming a reality, and it actually feels very amazing. Do yourself a favor and never feel bad about striving for happiness and abundance of all things. We are here to have the best life experience possible. If we positively declare our dreams and wishes, the universe will help to manifest an inspired life and help to create a peaceful reality that is actually much like heaven on earth. In fact, manifesting our world in a respectful and loving way, although that's the key, respectful and loving way, will be the catalyst that helps save our planet. Do not overlook this gift. Start acting, that's not what it says. Start actively making a difference in your world and the world all around you. It is time for change. We are co-creators in this universe, and keeping yourself small does not serve you or anyone else. Fact. Okay, activating your SOULworks. The concept of co-creating our world comes second nature to a number of people, and to others, it's completely misunderstood. Some people welcome this concept with open arms, and others dismiss its validity entirely. However, even if you are unaware of your ability to inspire your world or disbelieve in its merit, rest assured you have always and will be energetically creating your life and surroundings with your thoughts and intentions. Therefore, you might as well learn how to harness this universal energy. I have found over the years that those who are content with life tend to agree with the concept of manifesting our world through their thoughts. Their wealth can be in many forms, but in all cases, those who are inspired to manifest work hard for their achievements and are very proud of their accomplishments in life. On the other hand, I find those who lack the elements they desire, whether the focus is financial, material possessions, personal relationships, or what have you, do not agree with the concept of being responsible for creating their world. For some reason, these people prefer to go with the attitude that life is hard and they are hard done by. Countless amounts of their energies are put towards believing nothing ever goes their way, and everyone else always catches the lucky breaks in life. Which category do you fall into? No judgment, just asking. There's no harm in striving to create and achieve everything you want in life. In fact, it is so much more practical use of your time and energy than focusing on what you do not have or wallowing in self-pity. If there are elements in your life you wish to change or enhance, then for heaven's sake, put some energy and positive thought forms towards creating it. And action, by the way. There is really no limit to what you can manifest in your world. As evolution and the advancement of society have shown, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. The key is to clearly set your intentions for what it is you would like to create, and then act upon those opportunities that come your way. Your move. Here's that action part for you. Start small. I have learned to manifest anything, and you can too. All you really need to do is state your intentions, ask your guides and angels for support, and then trust it is being taken care of. Start familiarizing yourself with this universal force by making simple requests to expand your repertoire. Silently request a visit from a friend this week, and then sit back and watch who enters your life. State your intentions to find a specific item while out shopping, then follow your inner guidance to the perfect sale. Put some positive thought forms towards some quiet time. There's a thought. Some quiet time by yourself. Then notice as everything around you starts falling into place. Secondly, give thanks. When everything in your life begins to fall into place, do not dismiss this as just a coincidence. Don't do it. Give thanks where thanks are due. You are responsible for helping to create your inspired life, and your guides are also helping to ensure your wants and needs are met. Reflect on past successes in your life and notice the key elements that made your goals possible. Start to notice the synchronicities all around you. Write down the requests you have made and then accept the results with open arms. Do not dismiss what comes into your life because it is not exactly as you imagined. Perhaps it will turn out even better. Develop your wish list. Carefully review all areas of your life and determine the components you would like to enhance. This could be anything, so dream big. Would you like to manifest a more satisfying career, additional free time, a new home, the perfect mate, financial freedom, spiritual enlightenment? The possibilities are endless. Brainstorm each area of interest further and add in the details. Similar to my top 5 priorities for a home, start putting thought into what it is you truly want. Be honest with yourself and include all your deepest desires. Do not leave things off your list because you think it will not be possible. In fact, do yourself a favor and leave this attitude behind. To manifest an inspired life, you must remain confident and trust in the outcome. I also always like to add to my list of manifestations the magical phrase, I wish to achieve at minimum these results or better, thanks be. Be as specific as possible without narrowing your focus too much. Create a final copy of the list and start to visualize your success. Summon your angelic team. I can't say this enough, you guys. Your spiritual guides are here to help create an inspired life. Always remember to involve your divine team in all that you do, including manifesting your life's desires. Ask for their involvement, trust in your triumph, and then release your wishes towards the heavens. Continue to send positive energy towards your goals. Lastly, and most importantly on this subject, take action. You are able to manifest your world, but you must also make an effort to follow your intuition. Once you have put your true wishes out into the world, watch for the opportunities that follow and do not be afraid to take action. The world can work in miraculous ways, and opportunities will in fact knock on your door. However, you do have to recognize when an opportunity presents itself through divine guidance and nudges, step by step. Your messages will guide you to the outcome, step by step. Pay attention. Manifesting your world is like playing a game of chess. Pay attention to your surroundings, check in with your intuition, and then make your next move. I'll see you there. Thank you for this opportunity to share my life story.